is that we do have DJ signed up, highest paid safety ever. And I have to say this. It was really interesting to me to see the media and how they kept making this a big deal. We all knew it was going to happen. It's interesting how Brandon Staley handled it as well, too. Every time he was asked in every press conference, it'll get done, it'll get done, it'll get done. But I want to say one thing about Derwin James specifically. Actually, let's go through the numbers first, and I'll talk about Derwin James as his character and who he is as a player. A lot of exciting things we have as Charger fans to have him be our general on the defensive side of the ball. But again, 4 years, $76.4 million contract, highest paid safety ever. You know, he deserves it, guys, right? We all know, Brandon Staley says this constantly. We all know what his record is when he's on the field, and we know what his record is when he's off the field, right? He is a game changer, and that's exactly what he got here. Ultimately, he's a phenomenal talent. Everyone in the league would agree that he is the number one safety in the league. So he finally got paid. Couple things I'm going to say about Derwin James, just my personal opinion. I love the fact that he was still at training camp, right? He didn't suit up, he didn't participate, but he was still there. He did not need to do that, right? Guys, understand that. He did not need to be there. But what an amazing leader. And that is, to me, huge, right? It shows his leadership. It shows his commitment to the team. And I think that's absolutely amazing. Now, I will also say this as well, too. When I say commitment, I have always said my frustration with the Chargers is that they do not commit to their players. This is a great example of the Chargers committing to their players if they perform and do what they need to do. Look at Mike Williams. He got a big contract. Justin Herbert, we know he's going to get a big contract, right? Derwin James got his contract. Make no mistake about this, guys. Players want to play for an organization that is going to commit to them. And the Chargers have not had that, at least in my opinion. You can agree or disagree with me, guys. The Chargers have not had that until Brandon Staley showed up. And I think that's largely because Brandon Staley and Tom Telesco are on the same page. And also the Spanos family is on the same page with our coaching staff and our general manager. That is huge, guys. You know, when I sit back and think about Marty Schottenheimer, A.J. Smith days, they were not on the same page. I promise you. There was very little contact, very little communication. And I love seeing the Spanos family involved in day-to-day operations with the Chargers, and they're excited. Watch all of those locker room wins afterwards. The Spanos family was always there. They always heard the last, the final speech from Brandon Staley to the team. Guys, it's exciting to be a part of a team that cares about their players, and that's what this represents to me. So, it's great. I mean, bottom line, it's we all knew it was going to happen. It's finally done. I'll add a couple things to it, and then I'll end the video. We all know that Derwin James does not need to participate in practice, right? He is he just didn't have to be out there, right? That did two things, right? One, it rested his body up for the season, okay? We all know he's going to be all over the map, and he's going to be doing a lot of different things. I think and I foresee, since in training camp we've allowed Logan Gilman, Nas Adderley, JT Woods, other safeties on our team to play, it will give our coaching staff a better understanding of where they can use Derwin James across the field. And if you go back to what Brandon Staley really wanted to use Derwin James for last year, clearly we did not have the personnel correctly to do this the right way. He wants him all over the field, right? He wants him to be, again, we already know he's the quarterback for the defense, but he can man up, the tight end if we're playing the Chiefs. All right, Derwin, you're all over Kelsey like a cheap suit the entire game. And then, hey, make a decision. All right, I would do a corner blitz or an edge blitz, whatever he wants to do. Derwin James has extremely high football IQ. He knows where he needs to be to make his team successful. And now this gives him the ability, if we can find two safeties that aren't a huge drop-off in performance, to play the safety deep, and he can run all over the field and just cause havoc, which is exactly what he's good at, guys. Make no mistake about it. There's a reason why Derwin James is who he is, right? He knows how to disrupt plays, and that's a big part of Derwin James's game. And secondarily, again, with these additional reps that we're seeing, notice JT Woods played quite a bit during the Rams game, right? I promise you, those safeties are going to be getting major rotation through these preseason games because I promise you our defensive scheme wants to know, hey, we're not going to have a draw when James comes down in the box or he does corner blitzing. We want to make sure that we still have the top covered and we're going to be in great shape. So those are just some of my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think, right? I mean, how do you feel about Derwin James getting this contract? Do you think it's too much money? Do you agree or disagree with me? Look, at the end of the day, this is a Super Bowl run, guys, right? We are pushing hard for a Super Bowl. And, we need our defensive general out there. And, I'm excited he's on our team. Obviously, he's not number 33 anymore. He's number 3 moving forward this season, which is pretty exciting because that was his college number at Florida State. So, guys, I'm excited. All right, you tell me what you guys think. As always, bolt up, don't punt. See you in the next one.